I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is the glittering palace of delights that is the Dinner DeeAs kitchen, where the magic happens, or meals at least. And today we're hunting down a chicken chasseur, learning how to perfectly pipe potatoes, and making the always fun to say green bean almondine. All this week on Dinner DeeAs, we're sharing how to make the 5 key sauces known by chefs and gourmet as the mother sauces. So called because they're a base for hundreds of other sauces and dishes. Yesterday, we kicked things off by making a bechamel, which we used in a very pretty pie, and also on the classic sandwich, the croque madame. And if you missed it, it's still waiting for you to watch at dinnerdeas.com. Today, sauce number 2. Espagnole, which confusingly is the French word for Spanish, and the origin of the name is hotly debated online. But what we do know is that we asked our friend Chef Rennie Markey to show us how to make it. He's the president, the national president, I should actually say, of the American Culinary Federation. And join us back here in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen. It's so great to have you, my friend.
It's great to be back here. It seems like it was forever, but we had a great time the first time, and today we're just going to do another class act on showing proper techniques and preparations for a classical dish.
I love it because Chef Rennie is not only educating us all on the Espagnole sauce, but using it for a chicken chasseur, which itself translates as hunter's chicken, which we're making alongside green bean almondine and also mashed potatoes. But we're going to do this with a nice, elegant touch because that's just the way it's got to be done, my friend.
It's got to be like a perfect picture.
I love it. So how do we get this all started?
So basically, I've already done the mise en place. We're going to take our potatoes. We're going to put it into our pot here, and we're going to turn this pot up, Jeff. Get it nice and hot. I'm going to
let you chop these up. You didn't use these whole. You just peeled them, chopped them, put them into the water, and now we're going to bring them up.
Correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these tender. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes. You can use any potato you like. These are just Idaho potatoes.
Okay.
And we're going to rice them. That's a whole nother technique to make a creamy, delicious, fluffy potato.
I love it. All right, so while we bring these up to a boil and let these cook, what can we do next?
We're going to get this pan hot.
Okay.
And as you can see, I've taken a whole chicken, and I've literally broke it down into the 8 pieces. So we have 2 breasts, and we're going to talk about this here in a minute. We have the 2 thighs, we have the 2 legs, and we have the 2 chicken tenders that were removed from inside of the chicken.
Now, because you bought this chicken whole, broke it down yourself, there's cost savings in doing this too.
If you can't buy chicken breasts in this form any longer, you could ask the butcher to do it, but they wouldn't do it. This has a classical name. It's called the airline chicken breast. And the reason why it's called the airline chicken breast is back in the day when they were serving this on airline trays, you could actually pick up the chicken and eat the chicken off the bone.
It was like a handle for it.
That is 100% correct. And you know, if you remove this, then you get this beautiful supreme chicken. But this is the whole utilization of taking that chicken off the carcass. So this was a $6 chicken that I basically broke down into these conventional pieces.
No waste, pure savings all the way.
Correct.
All right, what do we need to do with it then?
So we're going to season this chicken, and because we're going to use the whole chicken. If you see here, I'm using fresh cracked black pepper that you can smell. So now that we got this chicken beautifully seasoned, we're going to lightly flour it. And the reason why we're going to flour this is to get that beautiful texture that we're looking for. This chicken is going to get started in a pan, but it's going to get finished in the oven. If you could put that oil in there for me.
You got it.
And our focus today, the center of the plate, something that we would be serving in the restaurant. We're going to take this chicken. Oh, not yet.
How did you know that it wasn't ready just yet?
No action, no sizzle, no sound. You cook with your ears and your eyes. So if you don't see it sizzling and you don't hear it sizzling, its pan's not hot enough.
And so that means don't force it. Take it off.
100%.
Get that pan up, because what would happen if we just started cooking it right now the way that it was?
So you wouldn't get any color, you wouldn't get any caramelization, and you wouldn't get that crispy skin.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, again, because this is going to go from this state into the pan and then finished in the oven, I would rather buy somebody a glass of wine than make them leave the restaurant because they didn't get their meal on time. And you'll see when the product is finished, it'll be amazing.
I love it, because to experiment with an Espagnole sauce for yourself, grab Chef Rennie's recipe along with how to make the chicken chasseur you can use it for at dinnerdeas.com. You can scan the QR code there with the camera on your phone to save time trying to type it out. All right, so pan is hot.
All right, so the airline chicken breasts are in. I'm going to use my thighs because they have bone, so they're going to take about the same time to cook. And then I'm going to put my other thigh in there. And you can see you don't want to overcrowd the pan, but you want to make sure that everything is touching inside the pan. They all have to get surface area to the pan. So at this point, right now, we basically have the chicken in the pan. We're going to get it sauteed. We're going to get some great color on it. And you have to imagine that these pieces of meat all take the same amount of time to cook. I also have the wings and the tenderloins here. This is a great appetizer if you want to, but this is also going to go in there, but we're going to wait to put that in there.
That sounds like a plan because we got the potatoes to boil, the chicken to saute. So here's the deal. We've got this covered if you can take care of watching some commercials for us. Fair trade? All right, great. Because when we come back after the break, Espanol sauce class is in session ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. We're getting lost in the sauce all week as we eat our way through the 5 mother sauces, a group of sauces in French cuisine that serve as the basis for so many other sauces and recipes. Today, it's the turn of Espanol, a basic brown sauce, which today we're using to make a chicken chasseur, thanks to National President of the American Culinary Federation, Chef Rennie Markey. Before the break, before the sauce, we got potatoes peeled and chopped and boiling for the side of mash that we'll be ricing and piping later. Then season our chicken pieces, dusted them with flour, and sauteed them. Now, they've got beautiful color.
They do. This is the 65th Crayola color.
That's the 65th.
Because the crayon box has 64.
All right.
But this is golden brown.
This is it.
This is the color that chefs use to talk about food. So basically, I'm going to take this chicken out because, again, we can just take it off the fire a little bit. 2 breasts, 2 thighs, 2 legs, 2 wingtips. See the colors on all sides. It's not just on the bottom.
But you know, I think another great thing to really kind of echo here is the fact that you broke down a whole chicken to do this, and you said that the chicken was $6.
$6. If you buy, I mean, you can get it cheaper if you go buy them raw in a double pack at some of the stores that sell 2 packs of chicken.
I absolutely love that. Now, we got it in the pan. That part was done. What do we need to do next with it?
We're going to put this in the hot oven.
Okay.
It's going to take about 10 more minutes to finish.
Okay.
So we're going to leave it in our oven. We're going to come back to it, and it'll be beautiful. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to work on the sauce.
Love it.
And we call this the Hunter-style chicken. And the Hunter-style chicken, you forage for mushrooms, you find some fresh herbs, you can get shallots, and then beautiful tomatoes from the garden.
Now, did you forage all this? Were you out there?
I actually foraged it at all the great grocery stores we have in
the great grocery stores we have. All right, so
Absolutely.
they helped a little bit in this.
Correct.
So.
But we're going to just deglaze this pan by adding some white wine.
And that's just going to loosen up everything from the bottom.
Look, it's taking everything off the bottom of the pan, and it's allowing us to get that incorporated into our sauce. While we've got this going, we're going to add the shallots. We clean as we go here.
I love that. I love that about you, my friend. Like, you always are cleaning as you go. Folks, you don't see that at home during the commercial breaks, but it is absolutely that.
I've got some button mushrooms. We're going to put the mushrooms in here. And then I've got some beautiful porcini mushrooms.
Now, could you use any other types of mushrooms with this dish?
I actually originally, Jeff, when we talked about this dish, we were going to do it a few months back, and I was going to get fresh morels.
Okay.
But morels are not in season anymore.
For it then. Okay.
So this is what we've got so far. So we're just going to saute this down, and you can see that these mushrooms will get sweated down, the shallots will get sweated down, and this is the base of our garnishes.
To make your own excellent Espanol sauce for a chicken chasseur or any of the other dishes it's used in, say, beef bourguignon or a Bordelaise sauce for steak, grab Chef Rennie's recipe at dinnerdiaz.com. Scan the QR code down there to find us and read along on your phone.
All right, so this is sweated down. I can see that it's au sec. Again, that's a culinary term where there's no liquid in the pan. So we can add our tomatoes.
Now, these look special. What did you do here? Why are these like... I'm not seeing anything happen with these. I'm not seeing any seeds.
So this is tomato concassé.
What is that? What is a tomato concassé?
I peeled, I seeded, and I diced the tomatoes.
Okay.
I don't want the seeds. I don't want the skin. I don't want the peel. All I want is the beautiful plume of the tomato.
Okay.
Now we're going to add a little bit of our bourbon here.
Very cool.
You can use port, you can use red wine, you can use anything you want.
A cognac, for instance?
Cognac is the classical way to do it, but I use a little bit of bourbon because of the fact that I like the sugar that comes out of the bourbon.
Okay, I like that.
So while we've got liquid in there, fresh chopped tarragon, some fresh chopped parsley.
Okay.
So we're going to add our brown sauce.
Okay. Now, you say brown sauce. What else is going on? What is that brown sauce then?
So let's think about how this is made.
The base Espagnole sauce is made by sauteing onion, carrots, and celery in butter, then adding flour to the veggies to make a brown roux, pouring in beef stock, tomato puree, and herbs, letting it simmer, and then straining it. And that gives you an Espagnole, or basic brown sauce.
You can see the sauce is dreamy, creamy, and very velvety. This is a great point now. We just want to take this off the fire and just leave it here. What's going to happen is we're going to take the chicken out of the oven when the chicken's finished, and we're going to put the chicken back in the sauce to coat it. Oh. So it's going to be like
all those flavors just coming together.
You can actually smell it. You know, let's give it a little taste and see what we're tasting here.
I love it. Here, Chef.
Thank you.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, so
it's such a shame, but we do need to take a quick break because when we come back, what's a delicious dinner without some special sides? How to make a green bean almondine and the perfect presentation for our potatoes. Ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. It's Mother Sauce Week, and we're doing a different key sauce every day from the 5 French mother sauces. They're the basis for a world of classic dishes, and today's star sauce is Espagnole, and we're using it to make Hunter's chicken, or chicken Chasseur, as our French friends would say. Before the break, we took our sauteed chicken and got it into our tray to finish cooking it in the oven. We used the chicken pan without cleaning it to keep all those flavors together. We deglazed it with white wine, added shallots, mushrooms, chopped tomatoes, a little bourbon, and a brown sauce. And if you don't make your own, you can pick up an already made demi-glace from the store, adding in some fresh herbs and a little butter.
Absolutely. The mushrooms, the tomatoes, all that stuff is the stuff that you'd find out there in the forest. I've taken the chicken. I want to add that beautiful juice back to our pan.
All those beautiful flavors coming right back into it.
Correct. We put great flavor in. Now we're going to get great flavor out. That'll also help put a sheen to our sauce. We're going to finish this sauce with butter.
I love it. All right. So
meanwhile,
this is going to be here. What do we need to do next?
So now we're going to work on our green beans. Green beans almondine. I've already blanched and shocked the green beans. You can turn this one up for me a little bit.
You got it, Chef.
We're just going to get these green beans, these almonds lightly toasted. Once we get them lightly toasted, then we can add our green beans and season with salt and pepper.
Now, with the almonds, were you out there with the mandolin and shaving them? Were you?
No.
So you could buy them already sliced up, ready
Correct.
to go.
You can buy sliced, you can buy slivered, you can buy quartered, and you can buy whole.
There's so many ways to enjoy an almond.
Correct. But this is a delicate green bean, and once it's blanched and shocked, it just needs to get tossed and get reheated. And then meanwhile, we got our potatoes that we're going to rice. We're going to finish our potatoes with some milk, some sour cream, and some cream, some butter, some sour cream, and salt, white pepper. This is one of those culinary tragedies. Mashed potatoes shouldn't have black pepper in them.
Why?
It looks like they got spots or they got dirt or they got something in them. So the classical traditional potatoes always have white pepper.
So it's got to be the white pepper. To make this easy expert level dinner or just the Espagnole sauce we started out with for dinner tonight, grab the recipes for both at dinnerdeeas.com. Just scan the QR code there to find us. All right, a little bit more butter's going in.
A little bit more butter. You can see those nuts are starting to get toasted on the bottom. That's what we want. And then we'll put the green beans. But meanwhile, what we're going to do is we're going to take our potatoes off over here, and we're going to start to, you can see that the potatoes are fully cooked. There's no liquid left.
Now, I love what you did there because we boiled them, we drained them, we put them back onto heat. That process of even getting more of that moisture out is actually very important to make a really great mashed potato.
It's required. You want to remove that moisture, and it's actually a technique called drying the potato. You can see the potato has started to get chalky, and you'll see once we put these potatoes in here, the ricer is going to do all the work for us, and you have those beautiful strands of mashed potato.
Because we're not mashing it just here. We are right now taking our ricer to really get it as what's going to help to make the fluffiest mashed potato.
That's correct. And then when you're adding these wholesome ingredients and that fluffy mashed potato, that's what's going to give this the elevation of a potato that's been piped out of a bag versus something that's just been scooped onto a plate. And if your potatoes are not cooked properly, you'll never be able to achieve this piping, putting the potatoes through the ricer.
And it's that right texture that you're looking for. It's that right movement for it to come right through it.
Right. And then we'll just move this to the side.
Okay.
And then if you think about this, all we're doing is we're adding, where there's fat, there's flavor. So we're adding some butter. We're adding this cream.
That's just heavy cream.
This is heavy cream. This is sour cream. This is a New England tradition for me.
This has become the way I do mashed potatoes. Like, that's
good.
the only way I do it, to be honest with you.
At this point, some people may even put some ranch in there.
I don't know if I can do that part. I don't think I can. I don't know.
Salt and white pepper, and we're just going to go ahead and take these, and we're just going to make sure all the butter is melted, the cream is mixed in, incorporated. And the great thing about this potato, oh, those are beautiful. We can
Look
put our
at that. We
beans
can
right in
put
there.
our beans right in.
And then just take them off the fire a little bit. So here's some fresh cracked black pepper and some salt for the green beans. And if you see, I'm working these potatoes in this bowl, and I'm making sure that all the fat is incorporated. But at the same time, watch this. This is a cool trick. So I saved our water that we use to cook the potatoes. It's in that pot there.
What was that for?
It's my water bath because I'm an army of one, so I'm cooking all this food and I want to get it nice and hot. There's nothing worse than getting food that's not served hot.
Yeah, no one wants hot. You've worked so hard. You've taken different steps to really get it to this level that you want it to be at.
That's right. So now I'm putting our potatoes into the pastry bag.
Now, this is just a piping bag that you would use for baking that now you're using for mashed potatoes.
Correct. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to clean my bowl very well. I'm going to put this over here like this. I've got a nice straight tip on the bag. I'm going to squeeze the air out. I'm going to turn this. I'm going to take this, put it back in here.
You just made like a double boiler system.
I made
right
a double boiler. So now
now
my potatoes are going to be hot. My green beans are done. So there's nothing left but to plate up. One thing that we didn't do that I want to do real quick so that everybody can see this at home.
Yeah.
We're going to add a little bit of butter to this sauce.
And what will the butter do for it? I mean, obviously it's going to bring a little bit of fat behind it, a little bit of flavor, but what else does it do for the sauce?
So it's actually a classical technique to finish with butter is Monte au beurre, and you're basically mounting the sauce with butter. And what that's going to do is going to give it that dreamy creaminess of the Hunter sauce, but also you're going to see the shine and the sheen on the sauce when it hits the plate.
It absolutely looks fantastic, and I mean, that's just going to coat that palate so beautifully. So,
Got a hot plate in here.
See, and that's the joy. We've had you here now twice. Every single time, the plates are in the oven. You like hot food.
You have to have hot food. It's not an option.
It is not. It's not an option. All right, so let's go with it.
Let's go. Do you want a breast or do you want thigh leg? What do you like best?
Surprise me, my
Okay.
friend. Take me on your culinary journey with this together.
Let me give you a little gold medal dish.
A gold medal dish. Look at the technique right there. Come on now.
Airline chicken breast. We're going to grab that bad boy right from here.
And that's just going to sit right on top of that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Some green beans almondine.
Oh, come on now.
And then the beautifulness of this sauce.
It's rich. It's velvety. And you know what else I see there too? I see potato chips. You made potato chips before as well.
You have to have the appropriate garnish for this dish. So we're going to just put some beautiful...
Oh, come on. Now they're just going to dance inside the mashed potatoes?
There you go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Chicken Chasseur, Hunter-style chicken.
My friend, that is absolutely beautiful.
That's good eating right there.
That is going to be great eating because our hunt for the ultimate chicken chasseur is over. We found it right here underneath our noses. And we're taking one last break. But when we come back, it's coming all up with that taste, my friend. Oh, I cannot wait. Look at how beautiful that looks. That is beautiful. All ahead on Dinner DeeAs.
Excellent.
Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. It's Mother Sauce Week as we explore the sauces that top chefs say are the basis for so many other dishes. Today, Chef Reddy Marquis is with us. He's the national president of the American Culinary Federation and has shared how he makes Espagnole sauce and uses it to make chicken chasseur, which we served up with a green bean almondine, piped rice potatoes, not merely mashed potatoes, and a final flourish of potato chips. My friend, you ready to dig in?
I think we should just take a picture of it.
I mean, like, I've got the Kodak moment right here, and for everybody at home.
You got to eat it while it's hot.
You got to eat it while it's hot.
Absolutely.
I mean, you worked so hard for this one. Plus, you actually heated the plates for it, so let's go straight in.
Plates are still warm.
The plates are still warm. You said it's got to be. Now, where are you going first?
Right into the biggest part of the chicken.
Yeah?
Because that's where you're going to guarantee yourself that that's perfectly cooked.
Yeah, and?
It's white, it's glistening.
It's beautiful.
And we're going to take a bite of the chicken. Oh, man.
Yeah? What are you tasting right now?
Well, I taste the salt and pepper in the chicken first, and then I get that finish of the sauce. I can taste the tarragon. I can taste the mushrooms. We use a small amount of bourbon, so you really can't taste that. But this sauce complements the chicken so well, and it truly is a hunter-style chicken.
For me, that tarragon is everything. That tarragon just brings it all together.
I think more people, they were educated about tarragon, they would like it a lot more.
Why is it so polarizing?
It's kind of like cilantro. Some people love or hate it, and I think tarragon's the same way because some people like the flavor and some people don't. But these chips are kind of cool because you can pick up some mashed potatoes.
So you can eat with your hands on this dish too?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going in for that one too.
This is we're getting ready for the holidays, so this is the time to enjoy it.
This is the double potato right here too. Okay. It's crunchy and it's salty, but it's also pillowy and creamy. And it's still just a celebrated way to enjoy a potato.
Absolutely. If you want to pipe potatoes for the holidays, practice makes perfect. It's just another way to elevate your dish.
It's because it just makes it so much prettier, my friend. I mean, this is absolutely a showstopper right here. My friend, thank you so very much. Thanks again to Chef Rennie Markey. His Espanol sauce recipe and the directions for how to make the Hunter's Chicken are at dinnerdeals.com. Scan the QR code down there to get there from your phone. Tomorrow, Sauce Week continues with one you might have heard of, tomato, and a recipe for homemade lasagna. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more Dinner Diaz. I'm going back for more on this bad boy. I'm going.